Top 10 action movies on Netflix. With more than 150 million customers across the world, Netflix keeps growing by making sure it offers something for everyone. In addition to a varied selection of horror, sci-fi, documentaries, and dramas, the service also curates a solid library of action films. Hey guys, welcome to your entertainment channel Netflix Tops, where we tell you about the top-rated movies and series on Netflix. So grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of this video, because today's video is going to list down the top 10 action movies to watch on Netflix. So let's get started. Number 10. In the Line of Fire. Clint Eastwood delivers a career-best thriller in this exciting tale of a Secret Service agent who failed to prevent John F. Kennedy's assassination in 1963. 30 years later, he's up against another killer, John Malkovich, with his sights set on the current commander-in-chief. At one point, studio executives were hoping to rewrite it for Tom Cruise, which would have removed the JFK connection by making the character much younger, but cooler heads prevailed. Before throwing Harrison Ford in a plane in Air Force One and tossing George Clooney on a boat in The Perfect Storm, action maestro Wolfgang Petersen put Clint Eastwood in The Line of Fire and In the Line of Fire, skillfully playing too old for this shit characters way back in the early 90s, when he was still relatively spry in his 60s. Eastwood excels at Secret Service agent Frank Horgan, a old-timer tasked with stopping an assassination attempt and unraveling a vast political conspiracy. With a classic villain performance from John Malkovich, the movie leaps from one nail-biting sequence to another, and Eastwood ties it all together with his grizzled charm. Number 9. Top Gun. Tom Cruise feels the need for speed in this 80s staple that puts his daredevil flying ace against rivals, instructors, and the charms of Kelly McGillis. The Navy used the popularity of the film as a recruiting tool. After more than 30 years of service, as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Maverick Mitchell, Tom Cruise is where he belongs, pushing the envelope as a courageous test pilot and dodging the advancement in rank that would ground him. When he finds himself training a detachment of Top Gun graduates for a specialized mission, the likes of which no living pilot has ever seen, Maverick encounters Lieutenant Bradley Bradshaw, Miles Teller, call sign Rooster, the son of Maverick's late friend and Radar Interceptor Officer Lieutenant Nick Bradshaw, aka Goose. Facing an uncertain future and confronting the ghost of his past, Maverick is drawn into a confrontation with his own deepest fears, culminating in a mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice from those who will be chosen to fly it. Number 8. The Ice Road. Liam Neeson continues his middle-aged action hero ways in this clever thriller about a trucker who agrees to tackle a dangerous job transporting rescue equipment across the frozen terrain to free trapped miners running out of air. Neeson said he prepared for the role by tailing along with a truck driver and by watching a couple of episodes of Ice Road Truckers. Number 7. Extraction. Chris Hemsworth stars in this Netflix original about a mercenary combing Bangladesh for a kidnapped son of a drug dealer. Joe Russo, co-director of numerous Marvel films including 2019 Avengers Endgame, wrote the script. And while you may think it was a venture outside of the comic book world, it really wasn't. The movie is based on a See You Dad comic Joe Russo co-wrote with his brother Anthony Russo and Andy Parks that was illustrated by Fernando Leon Gonzalez. It's no wonder that the action in this Netflix original film Extraction is spectacular, given that director Sam Hargraves' background is as the stunt coordinator for films like Captain America: Civil War and Avengers Endgame. Scripted by Endgame's co-director Joe Russo, Extraction is a hardened and extremely violent actioner that follows a disillusioned mercenary who is tasked with escorting a young kidnapped boy out of Dhaka, Bangladesh. Along the way, he grows fond of the boy and grows into his role as a protector. The action is out of control in this one, and Chris Hemsworth gives a solid lead performance, while Hargraves does some very fun stuff with the camera. Gritty and graphic, with a unique visual flair, Extraction will definitely get your blood pumping. Number 6. Triple Frontier. This action-adventure movie follows a crew of ex-military Americans who plan on robbing a known cartel member and setting themselves up with the retirement funds their job did not provide. A tight-knit squad of ex-military operatives decides to round up their own pension plan and steal the cash of a drug lord hiding out in South America. The heist puts the soldiers, Ben Affleck, Pedro Pascal, and Oscar Isaac among them, into convoluted territory, both literally and morally. According to director C.J. Chander, Tom Hanks was originally attached to the movie, but felt he had ultimately aged out of the story. Number 5. The Debt Collector. With screen senses Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal in the twilight of their career, the martial arts leading man is on the wane. One of the few to keep the genre alive is Scott Adkins. Here, he's a martial arts instructor forced to take up duties as a bill collector for organized crime. The plot, however, is irrelevant. Watch it for Adkins and his go-for-broke fight scenes. Number 4. Blade. Wesley Snipes sinks his teeth into one of the first big-screen Marvel adventures to make a splash. As half-vampire, half-human Blade, Snipes brushes up against Deacon Frost, Stephen Dorff, with a bloodlust for the human race. Snipes nearly made Black Panther in the 1990s. When that fell through, he moved on to this project. Number 3. Olympus Has Fallen. Secret Service agent Gerard Butler is out to protect President Aaron Eckhart when the White House comes under siege. Morgan Freeman co-stars. A film with a similar premise as White House Down was also released in 2013. The White House siege movie Olympus Has Fallen is not a great movie. It's not even the best action movie about machine gun-wielding bad guys taking over the White House, released in 2013. So what makes Olympus Has Fallen worth watching? It's an essential introduction to Mike Banning, a ferocious Secret Service agent played by Gerard Butler, who appears in the sequels London Has Fallen and Angel Has Fallen. And the movie is key, in all of its goofy brutality, to understanding Butler's mid-career resurgence as an action star. Number 2. Wheelman. Frank Grillo stars in this claustrophobic action thriller about a getaway driver who leaves the dirty world of the criminals who retain his services. When things go awry during a bank heist and a mysterious caller begins ordering him to reroute the money, Grillo is left to navigate the streets and an increasingly dangerous double cross by himself. Like the movie, the production itself moved fast. After Grillo read and liked the script, the film was shooting within the month. A more turned-down affair than some of the bone-shattering Indonesian films on this list, and much more snark than the spectacle of an Indian musical action epic. Wheelman stars American knockaround workhorse Frank Grillo as a getaway driver who was double-crossed during a robbery gone awry. With his daughter being threatened, Grillo's character has to find out as fast as possible who betrayed him while staying in constant motion and getting in scraps around the city of LA. Number 1. Ip Man. Donnie Yen shows off both his acting chops and his martial arts prowess in this fictionalized study of Ip Man, Bruce Lee's instructor. When a Japanese general terrorizes a Chinese community, Yen springs into action. The film launched a franchise in 2016's Ip Man 3. Yen faced off against Mike Tyson and accidentally broke the former boxer's finger by blocking a strike with his elbow. The Ip Man series is the story of the real-life Chinese martial artist Ip Man, also known as Yip Man, who is credited with bringing the practice of Wing Chun to the global stage. The 3 movies highlight different parts of his life, from his education in Wing Chun to the legacy of his own teaching in Hong Kong, which included Bruce Lee as one of his pupils. The Grandmaster, 2013, is another interesting take on the legend of Ip Man and Ip Man 4. The finale hit theaters in December 2019. And this brings us to the end of the video. What are your thoughts on today's video? Share with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.